give a shout out to my biggest sponsor, Warrior Energy Drink. The reason why we partnered together is because we have the same mindset, we have the same drive. We're for the people, we're about the people. Look, Warrior Energy Drink has zero sugar options, and they got water as well. Low calories, great taste, very affordable, no crash, big energy fast, high in B vitamins, awesome design, culture design, 160 milligrams of caffeine. Other energy drinks have way too much, and they're always giving it back to their community. They're paying it forward. Partner with them, guys. Click the link below. Go get yourself your own Warrior Energy Drink and go crush today. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Art Study of You. I am your host, Cameron Gilmore. I thank you so much for always being a part of this project, listening and commenting and sharing and liking and just being inspired by the people that I bring on. And man, do I've got another banger for you this week. Let me tell you something. Dr. Sas is somebody that came in to me and was basically found each other through LinkedIn, which is phenomenal, which is why I love that social media platform. Give you a little history of why I brought her on. See, Dr. Sas is a doctor, but she specializes in some very key elements, right? Nutrition being one, and weight loss, mindset, lifestyle. She's had multiple businesses that have ended up in bankruptcy. She's been divorced. Horrible, and she'll get into that whole divorce process and climbing out of just being in the darkest despairs and being in a great space where she is today. And now she's a mom, obviously, but then the move from Thailand at the age of 12 is very inspiring. See, what we don't understand here living in this beautiful United States of America are the amount of people that come over to where we live and want to be a part of what this country offers. She talks in great depth about just being poor, like poor financially, but also poor in the mindset of just sit and be quiet and don't talk. She goes into this great dissertation on how she had to pull herself out of that, how she had to pull herself not only as a kid, but as an adult. And it was really that process, the step-by-step process that she went through to get to where she is today, and the person that we see. Oh man, it's so inspiring. So this first part is going to be understanding kind of who she is and where she comes from, and the businesses and what she does. I mean, look, this month, which is October, she's going to be speaking in Paris. In Paris, she was asked to come talk in Paris to a group of people, and now she speaks, and she's just fantastic. Not only her, but her parents have a phenomenal story. Her sisters, get this, one of her sister, she was asked to be the doctor for a president of the United States. She turned it down, but man, I mean, just an inspiring will to be better and a will to live and not let the poverty mindset where she grew up, where she came from, take her over. Guys, this is a fantastic episode. It's definitely going to be one where people go back and listen for multiple times and share with your wives, your spouses, your significant others, your partners, and your children, because this will be one of those that you're like, man, this is what the American dream is all about. This is why people come to America, to live that American dream, to be inspired, to inspire others, to get the type of education that she was going after. And now she's being able to inspire the world. Holy cow, guys. This is going to be a banger. I'm telling you, this is going to be a really good one. Thank you so much again for all the liking and the commenting and the sharing. I could not be doing this without you. Guys, let's jump right into the conversation. Again, here we go. The Art Study of You interview with Dr. Sas. Here it is.
I have Dr. Sas on today with us. She is going to bring the heat. She's going to bring the knowledge. This is the one that you're going to want to make sure you have a pad and paper. All the interviews, make sure you have a pad and paper. But this one here specifically, it's phenomenal what she's doing, changing lives of women, the mindset, the lifestyle, getting into being in that space of being a powerhouse woman, a powerhouse mom, a powerhouse business owner. She is going to bring us into her world. We are fortunate enough to have Dr. Sas on this episode. Let me give you a little history about her. She has a doctorate in pharmacy. Areas, though, that she's really specialized, we're talking a lot about this, is nutrition and weight loss, mindset, lifestyle. She's a coach. She's had multiple businesses. She's had multiple BKs. She's been divorced. She's remarried now. She's a mom. And she moved from Thailand at the age of 12, which we cannot wait to hear that experience. Dr. Sas, thank you so much for being a part of this project. If you could take about 1 to 2, maybe 5 minutes, tell us obviously your full name, tell us who you are, where you come from, your ambitions, your loves, and also please tell us your why.
Well, thank you so much, Cameron, for that wonderful introduction. I was like, who is that? Awesome, awesome. My full name is Sasiton Sukhasim, and I go by Dr. Sas, and that just shorter and easier to say. Um, like you said, Cameron, I was born and raised in Thailand, moved here at the age of almost 12, um, and went through quite a great deal, changing how you live, from such a young age, being thrown in a completely different culture. It was a shock. It was a huge adjustment. It takes everything I have inside of me to stood up to this change, this what you call a tsunami in life, that being thrown at me. I didn't realize it until I arrived.
Wow. I love
Yeah.
how you say that. The imagery of the tsunami in life. That's very key because oftentimes we can think about what a tsunami is, and we see the impact, the power of those massive waves coming in. So I definitely want to talk a little bit about that. But I'm curious. You did an interview with Hustler Minds, and I
Mhm.
wanted to read a part of that interview with you. You said, Dr. Sas, it's a successful female entrepreneur who incorporates science and spirit to achieve health and well-being. She has been in the healthcare industry for over 30 years. She was involved in anti-aging as well as nutrition counseling. Also, Dr. Sas has helped people lose weight through body sculpting through a high-tech fat melting machine. So, but please, I got 2 questions, and I would love to. I want separate. We got to kind of separate them out because I read this. I read the interview, which is impactful. Shout out to Hustler Minds, fantastic interview as well. So please help us understand these 2 points. Point 1 is anti-aging with nutrition, and then body sculpting through fat tech melting. So bring us in. What do you mean by anti-aging through nutrition?
Well, anti-aging meaning you kind of give your body what it needs to kind of heal itself, right? And that's pretty much the basic nutrition. And a lot of people get it wrong because there's a lot of misinformation out there. And another thing is everybody is an individual, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, a plant-based diet may work well for some people. For some people, it doesn't. Ketogenic may work perfectly for me and you, and then it doesn't work for other people. And anti-aging meaning you give your body exactly what it needs to heal itself in a way that you have the basic protein and fat, and for ketogenic diet then that's a little bit of carbs. For normal diet, or what we call normal diet, you get good carbohydrate and the minerals and vitamins that our body need. And with the technology, and this brings back some memory because it's been a few years since I was involved with this industry, and I was involved with A4M. That's American Society of Anti-Aging Medicine, and they have that's a great society, great group of people to be involved with. They have so much knowledge, so much new coming studies and science, and you take this supplements, this treatment, and then voila, an 80-year-old looks like a 40-year-old, but it's not voila.
Right.
It is a process. And the technology that I was involved with, and I had a business with that for a few years, is a fat melting machine. and you can literally, and I think a lot of athletes did this, is you just hook yourself up into a machine, and the machine does the work. Your body is all energy, right? It's electronics, it's potentials, it's positive and negative, and it's all that. So when you hook yourself up into a machine and it knows what to do, there's a signature that the company give it to melt fat, to rejuvenate, to to make your skin tighter, and all those stuff, and it works. It only works though to the maximum capacity when you couple it with the three things, right? Mind, body, and spirit. You have to have the right mindset. You have to believe in what you do. You need to connect with your source, and live in the moment. And body, you can hook yourself up to machine all you want, melt the fat, and decrease all the wrinkles and stuff. But if you don't feed your body with the right fuel, then it can only do part of it. And exercise come with it too. I have pageant individual, for example, they would come in and said, "Oh, I have a photo shoot the next day." They are not 300 pounds and need to go to 110 in one day, right?
Right.
But they come in already fit. They just have that little bit of fat or a little bit of water weight that they need to kind of just get rid of before that photo shoot, or before that interview, or before that event, so they can looks kind of perfect. It's like bodybuilding, right? Um, and I think you may know something about this, judging from looking at you. People before they go on stage as a bodybuilder, right? They work years and years and years, and they stay constant at a certain spot. And a few months before they compete, they really go at it. I mean, it was just like, regimen after regimen. I have really high respect for bodybuilder, because it take a lot of discipline. And the day before they go on, or a few days before, they would take, whatever supplements they need to get rid of the water, right? To have that lean looking body. It's not all glamour. It's a lot of work. But so I digress.
No, guys. First of all, you heard it here first, right? She said that I could look like a bodybuilder. So thank you for that, Dr. Sas. 100%. Where I'm blown away is, I want to go to the first point. So with all of these anti-aging pills, these lotions, these potions, what you're saying, or what you're suggesting, is based off of the years you've been in this industry, is you're saying nutrition is the best solution to help slow the aging process. If I'm understanding you correct, the better I eat, the more I work out, the more I can get into that mind, body, and spirit that you talk about. Help me understand then, because that's not the norm. I mean, that's not mainstream what we hear, right? We don't hear exactly what you're saying, but yet you're telling us, based on your history and the field that you've been in, that if by eating better, by working out, reducing probably the stress, and getting into that spiritual mind and body, understanding that, you're helping us understand that you can look great when you're 80 years old. How is that? Like, how is it that you're seeing that, and we're not hearing more about that now with everything that's going on in life?
Human is living a lot longer, because of science, because of what we understand about our body at this moment in time. We hear, people in Japan, for example, living to be 120 some years old, there's more and more individual coming up now in the news or wherever we see online that are more than 100 years old.
Mhm.
My great grandmother, for example, she was 90 some years old when she passed away, and that without going to see the doctors, without any pills, without any medication, and that's just part of it. You see, Cameron, people think there is a silver bullet for everything, right? That
Mhm.
is not. Nutrition is part of it. You have to look at a person as a whole. Who are we as an individual? We are basically, to the very core, a spiritual being having a human experience. I learned this from one of my nutrition, integrative nutrition teacher and author and creator of integrative nutrition school. And he say it, his name is Joshua Rosenthal. He say it in
Mhm.
such a great way that I use his quote in many of my interviews, in what I say to other people, because it is essentially that's who we are. And we have to look at ourselves as a whole person. We more than just a body. We are our career, we are our family, we are our relationship, we are, to the very core, the energy, right? There's nothing. Einstein said, there is nothing except energy. Everything out there is energy. You know, you see this book is energy moving at a slow speed, right? Everything, you and I, if we look at down to the very molecule that we have, you look past the cells, you look down at the very essence of it. It's nothing but space and energy spinning around.
Mhm.
That's it. That's all we are. We just, a ball of energy concentrate in a body form. And when you realize that who you are, you're and being grown up in Utah, around Salt Lake City in Arizona, a very spiritual area. I'm sure you hear about healing with crystal and
Mhm.
about energy, the aura, and all those stuff. And now scientists can actually measure our, energy from far away. We have, you know, expansive body, more than just what the body eyes can see. We have more senses than we know, than we are using right now. And and to treat the body with just the body is wrong. And this is what mainstream medical is doing right now. That is why I kind of like removing myself from the pharmaceutical area, because I don't believe in everything that they do.
Mm.
There are certain needs for medication. I would agree to that. But back to, are we just the body, the nutrition, and exercise to make us stay young and healthy? No. Mind, body, and spirit. Your mindset is everything. If you go into the hospital and you don't believe that you're going to come out with the illness, you're going to recover from your illness, you have this mindset that said, oh, the doctors don't know what they're doing, I'm going to die in there and I'm not going to get well. And guess what? You are right. You are
Yep.
right in
Yep.
everything that you believe in. And this is where manifestation, this is where mindset, this is where you do your vision board and all the stuff. This is where you create, you thoughts are energy, right?
Mhm.
Thoughts would drive you to take certain action, and that certain action would give you certain result, and the result that you do with that action create an emotion, and guess what, the emotion loop you back to that thought again. So when you become aware of your mind, of the health of your mind, the thoughts that you think every single second, and this can become consuming, it takes practice, then the health of your mind is good. That's why people do affirmation, for example, self-love affirmation. They do meditation, mindfulness, and this another part of your health, right? And the spiritual part is you are a spiritual being. There's no argue about that.
Mhm.
When Einstein looked at the telescope and he looked out, way out in the universe, you know what he said? There got to be a greater thing. This universe is to, what is it? It is just so perfect. It cannot be by accident. That's what he said. He said, this cannot be by accident. There is a creator. Whoever you believe your creator is, you are right, because we, the Christian call this God, and some Allah or
Mhm.
Buddha or whatever you call that greater being, there is a greater being that we are a part of, and learning to tap into that greatness, is an essential thing for us as a human, to have that health and vitality that we all are looking for.
Oh, oh, look, guys, you need to go back if you're listening to this on like, Spotify or Apple Cast. That's great. You need to go back and watch this on YouTube. You will see Dr. Sas, her entire aura and her entire energy shifted as she started to lay out the mind, body, and soul transformation. The thought. She's talked about vision boards, the self-affirmation. She is basically saying, yes, there's a time and a place for medication, but the body is full of energy. And you just watch her as her arms came completely out to the side. She got into this zone of genius, her zone that she practices and preaches. And it's just the years and years and years. She has a doctorate degree and she's in the pharmaceutical area. That's where she says she's leaving because she knows that if we can train our minds and our bodies and our spirit to be connected, to have this energy, this force of movement, she's basically saying we can start to heal that process and we can live longer, live happier, fuller lives. From somebody who has spent years teaching this, being asked to talk, to teach. Look, she's going to be, when this podcast comes out, she will be in Paris speaking. I don't know about you, but you got to be pretty freaking good to be asked to come to another country to speak on a topic that everybody loves to know. Nutrition, your body, your spirit. We could stop right now. We won't, though. Dr. Sas, I'm not going to let you out that easy. We won't. But that was a master class from somebody who just knows how to teach this. Can you say that quote one more time that you stole? I've heard it before, but I need to hear it. Everybody needs to hear it. What is that? Tell us that quote, the spirit and the body quote again, please.
From Joshua Rosenthal.
Yes.
You are a spiritual being having a human experience.
I love that. Josh, I'm sorry. I love it. I'm going to take that as well because that is magnificent. Magnificent. I want to touch on something because we talked about the mind, the body, the spirit, but I'm curious because of this fat melting away, right? You touched about like diets, and everybody's body is completely different. And I also have heard, a diet starts with the healthy kitchen. And I know people are going to listen to this and be super skeptical because like I've tried this, it doesn't work. I tried that, doesn't work. I've done the keto, I've done the vegan, I've done I've done what was Mr. Weeder's, the high protein, right?
Yeah.
So how do we start to break down some of the skepticism and can we truly melt away the fat? Can we truly melt it away? Because from what I'm understanding, it's more of a mindset as opposed to a pill or a potion. Bring us into that space and help me understand. If I'm off base, just tell me I'm nuts. But if I'm not, please help us understand a little bit better.
Well, Cameron, you're nuts anyway. No, I'm kidding. I love you. I love your energy. You're an amazing, amazing individual. And I'm just so honored to be sitting here talking to you about what I love to talk about all day long. When you think about nutrition, and as I say before, and I learned this years ago, we are individuals, and we are on our journey of life. And guess what? The diet that works for you 10 years ago, today, it may not work. Our body morph, our body change. It go through different season. And what I learned from Pascal Bachman, he's a great teacher and my best friend, the love of my life, my husband. He is also in the same field. What I learned from him a long time ago is that you are individual, right? Every diet works. Every diet works for everybody. First, you have to believe in it. Second, you have to have the discipline to follow through. And third, everything else in your life need to be in place, because you are more than just the body. Then you go back again with the mind, body, spirit. I was on all kinds of diet. I went through this health journey for many years. I was a vegan, vegetarian. There is a difference between the two. And most people don't know. A vegan is strictly plant-based, no honey, no egg, no milk, and vegetarian, mainly there's different type of vegetarian. And I was a lot raw vegan. I eat normal diet. I never had problem with weight gain. What I look for is the body composition, right? You have this fat, you have this muscle, right? And those are the two composition that you look for. And I don't want to be like a bodybuilder, right? So and I can never be, because I'm a female, unless I take some steroids, right? So you ask yourself, at this place in my life, it is a lifestyle. What can I change? What am I willing to do to accomplish this goal? What is my goal? And this is with everything in your life. You have to be crystal clear. What is my goal with my health? With my career, with my family situation, with the mindset that I have now, what can I do? I have to start somewhere. For most people, it's getting rid of just sugar. And that's your lifestyle for this week. Don't eat anything with sugar. And that's a challenge, because you go to any restaurant, I'm on a keto diet right now, and probably going to be for a long time, because I'm trying to build muscle, and that works for my body type. And you must ask yourself, what am I willing to do? And for most people, like I said, giving up sugar is not easy. You as an American, we talking about American society, which is right now is expanded. We have McDonald's everywhere in the world. We have, Kentucky Fried Chicken in China. Those type of the world used to eat just stuff that grow from the ground, and now we eat hamburgers and fried food and stuff like that, and nothing against Coca-Cola or Pepsi, they
Right.
are thirst quencher and they like taste delicious when it's hot outside. And you drink that with ice, it's delicious, it's satisfy your thirst, but the amount of sugar that comes with it, and it's not just sugar, Cameron, is high fructose corn syrup. It's something that your body look at and say, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't know what to do with that. So what does it do? It pack up in the fat cell, and then people become obese. And the sad thing about the richest country in the world, America, is every single thing we look out there have sugar. And you think you're eating healthy, Cameron. You have a bowl of salad with the salad dressing, and guess what? The salad dressing have sugar in it. So I look at all the ingredients. Now, if it's Italian salad dressing, you would think it would be a good thing for you, but some
Mm-hmm.
of them has sugar. And it comes in different form, it's dextrose, it's glucose, it's high fructose corn syrup, it's cane sugar, is and they would break it down, right? There's so many different type of sugar. And that would be the one thing that I would do. And you asked about different diet, and I would repeat myself again. It depends on who you are. You have different body type. You are at different stage in your life. You really have to learn to listen to your body, try different things. But the one thing that you cannot argue is sugar. A lot of it is not good for you. A little bit of it is fine, like sugar in fruits.
Mm-hmm.
Um, honey a little bit here and there is okay. When you on like regular diet, with keto diet, you don't touch it at all.
Wow. Well, look, the masterclass that you just imparted us with cannot, guys. Look, you can argue all you want. You can argue with this interview all that you want. You can tell her she's crazy, like it doesn't work. Look, she broke it down for you. What are you willing to give up? The diet will work. Eating healthy is going to work, right? My wife always says if it doesn't have a mom or it doesn't grow from the ground, you should not eat it.
Mm-hmm.
She Dr. Sas is saying, look, all of it is here to work for us. All of it is here to help us. But what are you willing to give up? What lifestyle change are you going? I do love how you said the way that what worked for me when I was my 20s and 30s, it's not going to work for me in my 40s. Our body composition is completely different. My mindset has changed. But the one thing it doesn't have you set a goal, your thought, your actionable stuff, vision board. I've been preaching vision boards for a long time. Thank you for coming in, reinforcing that with me. Because what she's saying is, yes, everything is out there to help us, but if we're not willing to put in the effort and the work, it's not going to work. The second thing that I love is the sugar. Sugar is the most addictive thing out there, next to some other things, but sugar is right at the top. And did you guys go back and listen and how she said, and then how she talked about these companies are hiding the forms of sugar, glucose here, high fructose there. And then she broke down, there's these other ones here, cane sugar, but it's sugar, sugar, sugar. That's how you get hooked. And that's how they keep you coming back, is because the sugar. I would say give us one or two actual items, but you have already laid it out. Actual item is, I love how you said just this week. Take this week and say, I'm not doing sugar. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to do it, and see what happens. 7 days. You can do something we all can do something for 7 days. But in my home, I think we went about a month and a half with no sugar. A year ago, we had, a year. What was our goal? What we're going to focus on? And we're like, no sugar, no sugar. All right. And we did it for a month. There was a massive change. It was it was awesome. Guys, go back and listen to those points that she was making. If it punches you right in the face and it makes you feel like, dang, what's wrong with me? Then you got the point. Then you got her point. We're not stopping.
But when you said sugar is right up there about it being the most addictive, they did the study, right, with the rats, and you give the rats cocaine and sugar, and guess what? It kept going back to the sugar. It chooses sugar over cocaine. It's more addictive, and we don't realize that, and the food industry right now, and everybody's out there to make money, right? And we as the consumer need to educate ourselves and look at the ingredients. When you go to restaurant, for example, I ask, I'm ordering salad, but do you put sugar in there? You go and have a barbecue. You think you don't consume sugar. There's tons of sugar in the marinade that they marinate the meat in. It's more than just the sweet stuff. It's more than just ice cream and pastry. It's hidden in everything that we consume.